help me in my homework.
No, your auntie is jobless. Go and meet her. Let her help you do your assignments.
Eric, are you joking?
Pause whatever you're doing and help her.
What I'm doing? Am I playing here?
I don't understand. You can just do her homework for her.
Why can't you do it for her? Can you not do something?
Just stop! Is there a day you can stop fighting? Don't know why my mommy brought me here.
Young woman. I be old woman then.
Couples Pact is the movie I'm reviewing today, and this movie is produced by Uchenna Bunabo. Executive producers are Uchenna Bunabo and Timini Egbuson. Movie is directed by Efosa Emmanuel, and the story is by Promise Ofe Ejiro. Main cast of this movie are Eric being played by Timini Egbuson. We also have Uchara being played by Onyii Alex, and Benita being played by Dream Alfa. Recap of this movie is Eric and Uchara are happily married young couple who love each other so much. This couple are very hardworking, very Gen Z type, very fun to look at, and also very successful. They did practically everything together. They wanted to be by each other's side all through their marriage, and because of that they did not want children at the beginning or at the early stage of their marriage as well. They did everything in their power to avoid any visitation from friends and family especially. Eric's sister Nkechi one day visited them with her child called Benita, and in her quest she wanted them to take care of her child for a couple of days because she was going on a business trip. Now this visitation was impromptu. The couple did everything in their power not to accept Benita in the house, but that did not happen. Eric and Uchara took care of Benita for a couple of days. Even though that was not the best they could do, they neglected, they forgot her in the house sometimes that she has to go to school. They were not able to cater her needs in terms of food wise. After a couple of days, they got a call from Auntie Vero that Nkechi was involved in a very serious accident that took all the lives of the people involved. They have now become the godparent of Benita, and there was no other choice but to cater solely for Benita. Few weeks by taking care of Benita, they still neglected some of the important things in the girl's life. They were also having their own misunderstanding due to Benita's presence. So in one of these problems, they actually forgot Benita's birthday. This led to Benita running away from the house. Couple now realized that Benita was missing. They went out looking for her. Lo and behold, they found her with her stranger, took her back to the house, and they now had a very deep conversation with each other and realized that they were actually a very bad couple to Benita. So they decided to change, to do better. And this time around, they treated Benita so beautifully. They celebrated her birthday, took her to children's park, they played with her, they had fun in the house, they were going to her PTA meetings, they were cooking good meal for her. I mean, now Ujera was learning how to cook. Just as they were becoming one big happy family and bonding strongly, Nkechi came back. She narrated exactly what happened to her as how she got into a very shady and fraudulent business that she was not aware of. So everyone who was involved in the scene was arrested, and that was how come she was unable to contact any of them. The couple became very sad but had no choice but to give Benita back to her mother. After Benita left, the couple realized and saw how boring and dull their environment and their surrounding, their life has become. So the couple now decided they are ready to have their own child. So that is what Couples Pact is all about. Hopefully this recap gives you an idea of what this movie is about. Now let's move to what I like about this movie. First of all, let me say that this is a movie that is so refreshing and so good. I love a lot of things about this movie. I don't know how many minutes I'm going to spend talking about what I love about this movie, but I'll try my best to be precise as much as I can. Let's start with performances, acting, directing, casting. Let's put everything in one. Performances from Timini and Onyii was perfect. Uchenna Bunabo did the casting of this movie, and I think he did pretty well. I mean, Timini is also executive producer of this movie, so he did really well. I love the way he acted, cool, calm, collected in this movie. This was a perfect match. I could not imagine how he matched Onyii energy in this movie. He matched her energy so perfectly. I could not even, watching the movie, I could not think of any couple that could play this part so well like they did. So yes, they did really well in this movie. Then talking about Benita, the small girl, her name is Dream Alfa. She did really well. I think the director did well with the girl's character as well. She was not forgetting any lines. She was not mistaken in any of her lines. Her performance was really good. I love it so much. The small girl did very well. One of the things that I noticed from the directing was how Timini was spanking Onyii but in the movie. I was asking myself, is this part of the script, or they were just being fond of each other to that extent? Everything was just matching with each other. So performances, directing and acting was very good. Casting was on point in this movie. I mean, talking about the three main characters was very much on point. The next thing I love about this movie is the story and the lesson in this movie. Sometimes we need to experience certain things for ourselves to know if this is exactly what we want, or we have to learn from it. So this movie, the couple initially did not want children, but after experiencing the love and the sweetness of Benita, they realized they needed a child. They needed some chaos and fun in their lives. So that was a very good one. I also love how the story was written in a way that the couple were a fun couple, Gen Z type couple. Even though they do have misunderstanding, it did not go to the extent of breaking up the marriage. There was no confusion in terms of not having children. There was also no confusion of being able to cook. Eric was not making a fuss about cooking, taking care of the house. They shared the responsibility in the house equally. The story is written like a Gen Z type of story. Vibrant, fun, entertaining, interesting story. I love it so much. This movie could have been on Prime Video and it would have been very perfect. Another thing I love about this movie is location and cinematography. Let me start with cinematography. The colors in this movie is very good. It's bright, thin, colorful in this movie. This is how it's supposed to be. Locations of this movie is on point. We had a bar scene where the couple were having fun as a Gen Z couple, or a very fun, hardworking couple. You know, you need to go to the club sometime, go to the pub, go to the bar. They did exactly that. We also have an aerial shot of when the couple were looking for Benita. It was a very good touch. I love that very much. And another location is the house. I love that this is a new apartment or new estate. I don't know, but I have not seen this apartment or this house in YouTube movies. I'm not sure because of the way where plants everywhere in the house. It looks very refreshing. Also, I love the way the camera angles were shot in this movie. When there's a scene where 2 or 3 or more, 4 people are talking, we could see a zoom shot, a portrait shot of whoever is talking. You could see everybody in frame talking. Look, whoever was in charge of the camera angles, kudos to the person. Important thing that I love about the location is the children's play park. Whoa, I'm sure this is Abuja. Those of you in Nigeria, let me know if this is Lagos or Abuja. And they did not just go to the park walking around without using any of the equipment. They used more than 3 equipment and they showed every detail of that. No, this is good. You saw them doing the merry-go-round. I can just imagine the effort the crew put in shooting this scene, so I really appreciate it. Another thing I love about this movie is the costume. Yes, I love the costume so much, especially Uchara and Benita. She really, they dressed her as a small girl. The pink, the hairdo was perfect. Everything about her costume was good, and I love Onyii costume so much, where she needed to dress like a very vibrant young housewife with her short nika and t-shirts on, perfect dressing. And when she's with Eric, she's also dressing sexy. I love the last outfit she wore when she announced that she was pregnant. Look, I love how she was confident in that outfit. She didn't wear a bra. Look, no, I don't even know what to say, guys. That outfit was so beautiful, and no, guys, that outfit was so nice. And also, of course, Eric's costume. Everybody in this movie, their costume was pretty much on point, especially the main characters of this movie. And one last thing I love about this movie is the fact that the couple were fun to watch, and it was not toxic, it was just sweet. So yes, the acting, look, this was a perfect cast. Now moving on to what I don't like about this movie. First of all, starts with Timini. Timini made some 2 or 3 casual mistakes that got me confused. He actually called Nkechi as Auntie Vero and still went on to say Auntie Vero said. So that was a conflict of characters. I don't know how to put it, but that was a very serious mistake, confusing us. So at that beginning, we didn't know who was really Auntie Vero and who was really Nkechi. So that's what I do not like. Second thing I didn't like was the character Auntie Vero again. First off, we didn't see any Auntie Vero. It's presumed, or it's an imaginary character, that she had 5 kids who is related to Eric. We didn't see the character, but we heard her voice on the phone when she was having conversation with Eric. My only problem with this character, or this imaginary character, was that we heard her voice. Definitely someone was behind the voice. Why didn't they credit the person when they were writing the cast of this movie? Maybe Auntie Vero is the same as Nkechi. I'm just assuming. Vero's character was very crucial in this movie, so I don't know why she was not credited. Another thing I didn't like was Nkechi's character in the movie. Was missing some of her lines. I took notice of that. The thing I didn't like was Benita's character. Things that was totally unnecessary, like the way she was totally rude. Even though after some scenes, Eric tried to discipline Benita in the movie, which resets her brain to be respecting her elders. But the beginning was totally uncalled for. They could have given her a better line, not to appear disrespectful, but also very demanding in a very nice way. So yeah, that was what I didn't like about Benita character, the way they made it initial disrespect instead of just casual demanding from a little girl, instead of just practical direct disrespect. It was good, but I did not like it initially. So but afterwards it was just smooth sailing for her. Yeah, that was what I didn't like. One last thing I didn't like was Nwaka's character. That was just a confusion for me. It was a good addition. How they dismissed her in the movie was what I didn't like or was not pleased. It was fun, but the dismissal of Nwaka's character is what I'm talking about. So those are pretty much the things I didn't like about this movie. And on that note, I'm rating this movie a 8.5. Guys, this movie is really fun, really good to watch. I'll recommend this movie any day, anytime, and anywhere. And this movie is so good. The locations were on point, the good time, the bad time, the fun time, Benitez's time, the couple's time. Everything about this movie is just so on point. So I think this is the highest I've rated a movie on this channel so far. Kudos to Onyii Nabunabo for producing this movie, and kudos to Timini. It's good to see Timini on YouTube these days. He has been doing pretty well. His movies on YouTube so far has been very good. I'm happy that he's not just accepting any role at all. He's taking his time accepting good scripts. Another thing I love about this movie was how Uchora was learning how to cook by watching videos on the internet. Also lying to Eric about cooking when she did not actually cook. Look, this movie is just fun to watch. The movie is doing a lot of good numbers on Onyii Bunabo's channel, so that should tell you how good the movie is. So if you have not watched it, please go and watch Couples Pact on Onyii Bunabo's YouTube channel. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. I really do appreciate it. We just hit 300 subscribers. Thank you so much. If you are new to my channel, I review Nollywood movies, talk about relationship, life lessons through the movies that I review, and also I review movies based on how the movie make me feel and how everyone else feel about the movie. So if you are new to my channel, you are welcome. If you are passing by, you are still welcome. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, recommend a movie you think I should review, and I will bring that to you. Once again, thank you so much for supporting. I'll see you all in my next movie review.